Hey guys, this is an out of the ordinary video. Um, Thought I had a dry throat. I get dry throats when I'm nervous. This is an emotional thing for me because pretty much today, because it's pretty much not midnight, but today for you guys and the day of this upload was the day 6 years ago that I got crook. It looked like a normal common flu. I was sleeping all the time, I was coughing all the time, I had the sniffles, barely had any energy, and Mum had, and the family had my Nana's birthday. My other Nana, or as we call her, Nan. When you haven't seen for, well, you have on the Christmas Day thing, but anyway. So they went off to celebrate her birthday because her birthdays are really important, because she's the oldest in that side of the family, and so that's the main reason why I wasn't born. Unfortunately, I had to miss the birthday, and so my other Nana here looked after me, but I just kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. It got to the point that when Mum had got an appointment to see the doctor to see what was wrong with me, thinking it was just a basic illness, everything was going well. She asked me to take a shower to refresh myself because I'd hardly been out of bed that whole time. And then she had knocked on the door a couple of times. When I didn't answer, she walked in and I had collapsed. I had collapsed in the shower, and so she had to help me into the car to get to the doctor's. But I was too sick to walk to the doctor's, being about 20 metres from the car park, maybe even a bit more. And so they ended up getting a wheelchair. But every time they tried to get me to stand up, I would just collapse, and upon investigation, it was whenever I stood up, my blood pressure just went down. So they decided to get me to the hospital, where they done different diagnostics, and the diagnostic that they came across, which I can see why, because it resembled a lot, was renal failure. I'm not too familiar with what renal failure is, but the main diagnostic reason for it was because I was acute dehydrated, to the point that my kidneys were barely, or even if that, functioning. So they flew me to Auckland Hospital from Tauranga Hospital. From there, they furthered the research, got out my full documents, which I feel sorry for doctors because my documentation is loads. Like, whenever I go to new doctors, I'm just scared of trying to unload everything to them, but life is as it is. But they done further tests and found that my kidneys had shut down and my left side of the heart had shut down, and slowly the rest of my body would be following, slowly killing me. Fortunately, by the time they'd found out all of this, I was lapsing in and out of comas faster than anything else. And so they told my mother that I wouldn't survive, that I was a very ultra slim chance I would survive. But I did. And so they looked at options to help me, and so surgery was going to be the way. Unfortunately, for me, they said that my body and myself was so weak that performing the surgery, I wouldn't make it out. But I did. And even then, the recovery was haywire, like all of my surgeries, but this one was like you had to treat it with caution. It's something that can kill you. It is something that you do not want to catch. It's something that someone like me with a heart condition is most susceptible to. Now, I should have done research in that way, but the way that I had actually obtained this was I went to Rotorua and went on a couple of the rides there at, was it Rainbow Springs? Yeah, Rainbow Springs. And like most people do when I was still pretty childish, I had my hands in the water because it was nice and cool, and unfortunately doing that and probably scraping the sides a bit to move the boat, I had a cut on my finger, and it wasn't told that that was like how exactly got through like that, but this finger was completely 100% swollen, and they didn't know where it came from until that swelling gone down. And in my opinion, it was from, and theirs, it was from that. But how I know infection got through that was because I had an open wound. It was semi-deep, you know, one that's deep but you don't really notice it. And the thing with Rotorua is it's got geysers everywhere. That means that there is sulphur in the air, which gives it the eggish, rotten egg smell. And so that is my idea of how I got this infection. Having life-saving surgeries is not new to me. Far from it. I mean, here I am at 22 and I've had 10 heart surgeries, and I'm waiting on the waiting list for the waiting list to get a heart transplant. But I don't know, I've just had history, but this one was different because being told multiple times that you're going to die and overcoming them. Now, I know a lot of you won't agree with this, but for me, being Christian, I know God had his hand on me. He guided the surgeon's hands and he saved me. There's two things that are huge reminders of this. And that's that today is my nan's birthday. And that if you guys have ever heard it ticking when I've had that microphone attached here, that is the sound of my mechanical valve, the thing keeping me alive. I guess you could say it's my Iron Man valve. In fact, hold on. If I can, I'll play audio of my heart over everything like here. Sounds like a clock. It took me months to get used to when it was put in. But the reminder's always there, and I'm glad that I've been able to have a week off recording because I record everything in advance. But honestly, it's just, it's been real emotional lately. Like, I felt real agitated and real stiff, and I've been mucking everything up and running away from problems. I mean, I usually do, but I ran away quicker than usual. And I can only put it down to mixed emotions. But that was the first time I got it. I've had it twice. And the thing that terrifies me the most is if I catch it a third time. The second time round, they did not get rid of it. It was hibernating, and I believe it was hibernating the first time as well. Second time I got it was when I was in Christchurch. You guys will kind of know the story. I mean, if you look back at some of those, I'm white there, and I mean, like whiter than I usually am. I mean, I am pretty white, and this is a white light, so it makes me look a little bit more whiter than usual. I'm light olive tan, but like there I was like a zombie. And a couple weeks ago I was talking to my mate, and he said it was good to see that I was a lot better, because he was one of the ones that I was boarding with in that house. The one with the prank I woke up to. But he said that something seemed off with me. I just wish things like this were more simpler, but that's fine, because as low as life gets, I've hit rock bottom for myself, medically. 22 years of age, hardly had a life, got a lot I want to accomplish, and already, medically, there's nothing more they can do until I have heart failure and I have the heart transplant. But I'm going to lighten the mood here, and I'm going to tell you guys I have a plan. I've been going to the gym because they say a stronger heart is a healthier heart. So I thought, if I can strengthen myself, strengthen my body, that way I'm getting better nutrition. Better nutrition means more output. More output means better living for the heart, for myself, for my soul, for my mind. And as a result, it means that I should be able to last longer without needing it. This is theory. But if I can hold out long enough, even till 2020, which is next year, maybe, just maybe, I can beg Japan to make an Iron Man heart or something like that for me. One that is always strong. One that can never falter. I want a heart that is as strong as my will, because I'm still here, and the reason being is a couple of reasons. One, like I said, some of you won't agree, but this is my own personal thing, is God. The second is because I have always had that strong fight of independence and my strong will. That's why my motto is kia kaha, because whenever I went through hard times, all my mates would always say kia kaha. And and because I've got so much in life that I want to do. I can actually happily tick off that I've seen Markiplier. I didn't get to meet him, I didn't get to shake his hand or hug him. I got to see him. I can still check it off because I've seen him live. I'd love to be able to see Jacksepticeye. I'd love to be able to meet Joey, Brian, Bobby, Matthias, Samantha, all of the High Five crew, even the people who make it possible. I'd love to meet them, talk with them, and gain knowledge. And most importantly, it's a combined thing, as I would love to have a wife and a kid. But the thing that complicates having the kid for me is, do I want to adopt or risk having a kid that could have my hereditary heart condition? It's hereditary and it's coarctation. No, not coarctation. Congenital. Congenital and hereditary means it's in the bloodline. But I don't know. Again, these have just been a lot of emotions that have been going around. But before it gets too deep into that, and before I start babbling on about more pathetic things that memories have been bringing up lately, I want to bring a great point. The number one point being that I have made it to 2019. I've made it past 2018, 2017, 2012. You know, the end of the world. I have known what it's like to not be stuck at home. I have made amazing friends. Some of them I have not met before, but they are bloody brilliant friends. And honestly, couldn't make anything happier. And one thing that I'm aiming for this year is to have a stable finance, because my ultimate family goal is I want to adopt my sisters. Now, my dad, if you guys remember, I had to cut him out of my life because I gave him 21, 22 years to be the father I wanted. But in reality, he wasn't even the dad I needed. So I had to cut him from my life, and unfortunately, he screwed up his life so much that he's lost all his kids. My brother Brody, my two sisters Deborah and Hope. I want to adopt Deborah and Hope. I want to give them a loving home. I want to have them have an actual family. That is my main goal. Whether it's I get a good job and work my way up the ranks, whether or not it's I somehow gain money and be able to start my own workforce, or by some huge miracle to the point of it could be the return of Jesus Christ, that my YouTube channel gets to the point that it can pay me and that I'm able to be happy with the content I make, happy because I'm making content for you guys, that I'm able to financially support myself, and hopefully then it can lead to me being able to adopt my sisters. They are the world to me. When I was a kid, when I was an only child, I wanted a sister, and instead I got given two. Family is everything to me. So that is another one of my goals. This year, that is my goal. I wish to be financially stable and stay that way so that I can eventually adopt my sisters. Oh, and of course move out, because I'm in a single bedroom sleep out, so thank you for listening. I'm sorry if this was long, and to end this, I just want to say thank you guys so much, and down below is going to be a link to my friend Lynchy's channel, Twitch channel. Keep tabs on her. I'll post more down when I know, and keep an eye on my Twitter because I'll tell you guys more about that, because Lynch is going to be doing a charity live stream, and I would love for it to be somewhat of a success, to have, I don't know, let's aim for a goal of a couple hundred, because she's not a big channel, but this is a big thing that she wants to do, and I'd love to support her because it's something I've wanted to do myself. Help me to help her, to help others. Thanks. And as always, guys, kia kaha. Stay strong. And I'll catch you guys on a much happier, much brighter, and a much normal video. Ka kite anō, everyone.